Hey pen friends. Okay, I'm trying it, but I don't know if I like it. But I thought, hey pen friends, that sounded kind of fun. Just ignore me if you're not inclined to me being weird. Anyway, I first and foremost wanted to say thank you to those who made this pen's launch a success. I just wanted to design a pen, and I got it in my, a niggling for a design, and I drew it up and sent it over to the maker, and he asked if he could sell it. And I said, absolutely. And so I literally make nothing off of the pens that he is making. I just send you there. You get $10 off if you got this pen. I don't know how many more he's making. I know that he sold like 8, so that's really awesome, especially for such a small business. And he did gift me this pen, which I'm floored, because it is a work of art, and it is beautiful, and it was definitely a combined thing. But I just think that Meyers Pen is such an awesome little company. So thank you so much for making their week. If you ordered a pen, and I hope that you love it as much as I did. If you order this pen, please let me know, tag me so I can see. I want to see what other people ink it up with, what everything. I'm really proud of it. One more time, really proud of it. It makes me really happy. And I think in the future I may design another one for Meyers, but right now I don't know when. I just know that I really wanted that pen. So today, however, I am going to be doing a little Atlas Stationers haul. I just ordered some new stuff. I'm going on a trip this weekend, so I wanted to make sure that I had I had been looking at the cube, so we'll look at the Esterbrook cube together. I did pick it up, and I picked up a few inks and a new pen or two. So let's get into it, and we will get started here. Also, I did have to mention I got this, or I have this, Esterbrook blotter paper for the Jurassic, and my son stole half of them, but I thought it was so cute, and I needed some blotter paper, and so it excites me. So the Wearingeul inks I think I only got 2. I got White Rabbit, and I'm really curious to see how White Rabbit looks in the bottle. I just used up the last of my sample. It took me a while. It took me a few months, and I was like, you know what? I really like this ink. It's a really fun, unique one, even if it's a little light on this light scale, but it's so cool. It's just a different kind of ink. I am using this right here, which is a stir stick. I actually got new ones. Look at the little bunny. I love bunny rabbits so much, so this makes me really happy. I'm also going to be using my Colorverse dip nib, steel nib that I got from Atlas a couple months back, and I have it on a deleter pen holder. These ones are like $7 on Amazon. They're so cheap, but it works really well. So yeah, I'm gonna swatch this a little bit so you can see. I'm not gonna do any silly swatches, or not silly, but any just like fancy ones. I'm just doing this because I'm really curious what it looks like compared to the sample, because I have discovered that not always the sample a lot of the times looks the same, but sometimes it can get contaminated or things happen to samples that you don't expect. I had a sample of Robert Oster's Cosmic Swirl, and it must have evaporated over time because it was a lot different than the actual ink is. And so I've been disappointed in it, but I'm like, okay, so how do I get it to evaporate? Because I want it to look darker like my Cosmic Swirl sample, or it could have been wrong. So sometimes the samples are incorrect. And I am trying to get more greens in my collection. So I bought this one sight unseen. Hopefully I like Wearingeul Mad Hatter. I've liked all the swatches that I've seen, and I liked seeing it. So I am really into these muted greens. And this one I thought fit the bill really well. And it does. I actually really enjoy that. I'm trying to figure out which pen I want to ink this up in, but I have a few, so I'm gonna write this first. Yeah. So this Wearingeul Mad Hatter, this dip nib is a lot finer than the Kakimori brass one that I have, but I thought if I was going to get another one, I should get a different brand and try them out. They're about the same. Like, honestly, this one is just about $10 cheaper than the Kakimori, and it's by Colorverse. I haven't, like, honestly, besides the size difference in the nib, because it is a steel and not a brass, that's all I've noticed. This is stiffer too. So there is that. I'm just giving an honest thing. Honestly, I think they do have a brass one in the Colorverse as well, but they're less money. So, I mean, dip nib wise, I think it's just maybe you like the aesthetic, because this has a, like, this looks different, but just my 2 cents. I don't think that, I think with, if you're using a dip nib the way that I use it and you're not using it all the time, maybe go the cheaper route. But also, I do love my brass nib. It's super soft and super nice. So that, just a little side note. My next ink I'm so excited about. If you watched my unveiling of my new pen video yesterday, you'll know that Sepia is one of my favorites. What is this? I have no idea what this is. What is that? Oh my gosh, look at this. Is this something normal for Lamy's? Like, for Lamy inks? Because look at that. It's to clean off your pen. How cool is that? I wonder if you can refill that. Oh my gosh. But this is the Lamy, or Lamy Sepia ink. I have just been, oh, look at that. I've been drooling over it. And I was like, oh man, I was going to just get a sample from Vanessa, but I was like, no, just get the whole bottle. It's $12. Oh man, this is beautiful. Oh, I'm so excited about this ink. It is really thick. That's interesting. That is very interesting. It's really thick. I don't know. Is it supposed to be this thick? I didn't watch any reviews. I just saw the video and I was like, yep, that's mine. I saw it and I was like, yep, yeah, okay. It is very smooth. It is very smooth, but it is very viscous. It would be the word that I would use, like very thick, compared to my other inks, which is different. And as Mad Hatter is drying, oh my gosh, yes, that's going in my Jurassic pen, like ASAP. I think I have Urameku Seki in it, and it's just coming out, like instantly coming out, because I want Mad Hatter. The pictures online don't do it justice. It's got like this beautiful like dark blue halo, and then it transfers into like greens and browns and grays. Oh man, just like the Jurassic pen. So yeah, I love that. Love. This is really interesting. This feels almost like a paint, the Lamy Sepia, and it's drying very matte. I don't know if I'll zoom in and see if you can see that. Okay, so I'm trying to like show this. So I'll grab this. So if you look at it right here, it looks almost more paint-like than it does up here. Like this is very much so like almost opaque on the paper. Very like you can't, like this is more like, these two are far more transparent than this one. If you look at it, I don't know if that's supposed to be a quality or not, but like, yeah, see, because when I add a little bit more water, it's a lot. So this is a very thick ink, and I don't know if it's supposed to be. I'm going to look that up. Hopefully I didn't get a gross bottle, but yeah, because when you add a little water to it, it gets a lot less thick. So this is like more of what I expect ink to be. This really feels like a paint. So if that makes sense, yeah, I'm gonna look up and make sure that nothing's wrong with my bottle, because that's that's an interesting thing, but, and there might not be, but I am hesitant to put this in a pen right now until I know if that is supposed to be that way. But it's very, very orangey diamine, like ancient copper, rather than what I expect for what do you call it, for sepia. But it is reddish, because sepia is reddish brown, so I do enjoy it. I'm really excited about it. This ink is my next ink. I went through my sample really fast when I finally used it. I hadn't used it for months, and then I finally used it this last week and put it in a TWSBI. So it's in my, you know, I want to use this so I can kind of compare the sample. I put it in my TWSBI Rose and Gold, and I filled it because I was like, you know what, why not? Let's fill it. So I will do this, and we can do like a side by side. I'm never like, I like to have my, whatchamacallit, my sample page look pretty, but at the same time, I want to see the inks next to each other, because I shared on Facebook, I shared in the fountain pen group this color, and they're like, what's that purple? I'm like, that's my Sailor Mano Curry. And it was my sample, so maybe my sample wasn't right, but I am not sure, because this color is such a chameleon. And it does some really cool things on different papers. So we'll see, because then I will just take, so what I can do is I can do this and then twist this very carefully. I do this a lot. Can you tell? You know what I'm doing? I try to pretend I know what I'm doing, and then I will go like this and twist it very slowly until I see all those air pockets, until I have it all the way up, and then I pull it back so I get less of that. I do this a couple times so I can get like the extra ink when I've done a drop, and then it doesn't use up so much of my ink. But yeah, and then we can just compare sample to the actual bottle, because I like to do that and see how accurate the bottle is and what it looks like in a pen compared to the dip pen, because you get less ink, obviously, in here, because this is a fine nib. So yeah, and those actually I think are pretty accurate. Like, well, we'll see as it dries. But there, so then I could do that. And then let's see, I'm gonna show my pen right after, but this brand is new to me. So this, or newer. I have one sample, and this is Tom Studio, but this is their Pigment ink, their Pigment Black, which I am excited to try out. It's waterproof and light fast, suitable for all pens and brushes. So this reminds me, like, this could be another option for Rohrer and Klingner's sketch ink. But I like to try them out, each one, because sometimes I decide that I want a different brand or whatever. So I'm not going to do like a big swatch of this one, because they have different properties, and I really like to try out different pigment inks. Diamine is coming out with some. They just announced, and I think gosh, I forgot what company. I just saw it on Instagram. But this is very, very, very black. Yeah. And then I will, once it dries, I can go over it with watercolor and really, really see. So I'll do that here at the end of this video. I'll let it dry up and see what happens. But I'm gonna draw this weird looking dude. He can have some balding hair though. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. It's very, okay, I will do this. It is very thick, very black. I think this is the blackest black pigment ink I have. I can compare it. I'll go grab my Rohrer and Klingner's black, which I think is Lottie, and I'll compare it so then we can see the difference in the two. So, be right back. Okay, so my Lottie is real empty. That's another reason I want to try it, because if I, you know, I need to, yeah, I had to dig deep. This is probably my most used ink besides my Lily from Wearingeul. So here's a line of this. Maybe it's just on the Tomoe River paper. I've never used like my blacks on the Tomoe River paper. Okay, so it is very similar. Maybe I'll draw another dude so we have kind of the same picture. We can see. I'm gonna give him some warts, and he's gonna have like a little thin neck. He's wearing a t-shirt. He's wearing a, you know, sweater. So yeah, there we go. Hi, I'm a dude. Sorry, I'm giggling at myself. So this one isn't as smooth and thick, this pigment, like the Lottie, which is, and I don't know if it's a matter of I'm at the end of my bottle, but even as I'm, and this is always something, what I do like about Wearingeul is that there is that shading element. So as it's drying, it is not as black. I have some carbon black platinum, the platinum carbon black cartridges. I just have never really used it just because I only have it in the cartridges. So I'm not really a carbon black person. I've really done sketch ink or Diatramentis's black. Oh, I will grab Diatramentis document black because then you can see the difference. This one is definitely the blackest of the two of the ones that, like these two so far. I forgot I had Diatramentis. I'll be right back again. So again, another document black. I don't know, I've never tried it with Wearingeul's sketch ink that you can mix them. I don't know if Tom Studio has any more than this one pigment ink, so that is also something that I'm not sure. But I know that Diatramentis pigment inks, you can, the document inks, you can mix them, which is really nice. So I have quite a few of them. All right. Okay. And then, yeah, this is definitely the wettest of the three, and you can already see you're not getting as smooth of a line with the document ink. The document inks tend to very much so run very wet. Some of them even bleed really bad, like the colors I have found that bleed really bad are like my blue. What is the other colors? There's a couple that I just like, I struggle with pens unless they're like the like platinum extra fine or the like super Japanese fine. So just kind of a thing to be aware of, but I do like document inks. They, of the document inks, these are like that I have, these two, the Wearingeul sketch ink and the Diatramentis document ink. These ones I usually don't have clogging issues with, and I never have that problem where they have hard starts. Rarely. I've had a couple times, but and I like that I can mix them. So like there is that, but they are wet and they can be very wet and bleed on certain papers. My Leuchtturm definitely, unless I'm using a Sailor or a Platinum fine or extra fine. And then I'm gonna put this one is R&K sketching. So this is really good to know. So these ones, the document inks and the pigment inks I use for painting, but they're also really, really nice for if you want to just have a pen that you know isn't going to be like, or like you have documents that document, you know, that you want to be, that want to last forever, like light fastness and things that matters. And so, yeah, okay. So that's those. And that is all my ink. And for my Tom's Studio pigment ink, I did get an extra pen. I haven't even opened it yet, but I got this pen. This is just a simple one. I have quite a few of these, and I have an extra cartridge. This is a Platinum Preppy Extra Fine. So I plan on, this cartridge is red. Ooh, I like that. I might throw that in. I'll keep that. I'll actually keep that and throw that in a Curidas one of these days. But I have a converter. The platinum converters, the standard converters fit in the Preppies. This is a $5 or $6 pen, but I like these platinum Preppies. I have a few. I only have like 3 or 4, which is funny because usually I have a jillion of the cheap pens. But I will go grab my converter and we can ink this up and try it out. But yeah, I'm excited to be able to compare and show you and contrast. Here is my platinum converter, and holy cow, I didn't notice this when I was dipping. Tom's Studio, woofda, do you fill that up? And I think this is, how many, this is 50 milliliters, and this was $13. Like, you cannot go wrong sometimes with this. Like, Rower and Klingner's is fairly inexpensive as well. I think it's like $12 for it. Okay, ooh, we're not getting a full fill. Okay. There we go. There's my full fill. And I definitely want this as I'm getting into more of my art and stuff for the next, like when I'm not working full time, I go out a lot more and I do my art a lot more. So that's why I'm trying to get this all prepped. But there we go. I was going to get a new bottle of sketch ink and then I saw this. So when I was placing my order, but yeah, barely even like emptied the like top of this. It was filled all the way like up here. Goodness gracious, Tom's Studio. I have heard such good things about Tom's Studio, and I'm excited to see somebody else in the market for this stuff. So this is, oh yeah, and it is so smooth in my Preppy. I didn't even clean the nib. So Tom's Studio Pigment Black. Now the hard part is that these pigment colors work right away when you first fill a pen, but I just generally with my pigment pens will carry with me a what do you call it? A paper towel or a napkin or some kind of scratch paper so I can make sure that the nib gets cleaned off. I have my little tricks that work for me, but I will tend to, like you can see on some of my scrap paper, I'll tend to take it on the edge and go like this until you get that big blob, and that seems to get the ink working and flowing. Obviously, I just filled this, so you're not going to see that it had ink flow issues, but this is flowing fantastic in that 0.2 extra fine of the Platinum Preppy. I cannot talk enough about the Platinum Preppy. They are a really great, inexpensive pen. Especially for, I like these for like my pigment inks because they do stain. They're pigment, so yeah. Okay, those have all dried and I'm trying to see the best way to show you. Okay, so Tom's Studio is definitely of them the blackest of the black. I wish I had platinum carbon because it would be interesting to put it up to next to it. But it is definitely the blackest of the black. Rower and Klingner's kind of has like a brownish tone to it, I think sometimes, but it is still really good. I still really enjoy my Rower and Klingner's. And Diatramentis's has a little bit more transparency. It is more fluid, so like when you look at the lines, and sometimes that like line variation is really nice, but I am very much so a precision artist, so I like precise looking lines. I love line art, so that's important to me. So like when you're making a choice of document inks, it's really important to think about these things. This one is 50 milliliters. you can tell that it's been well loved because it is almost empty. This one is 50 milliliters. And this one I think was 12 or 13, $14, something around there. I bought this like 2-3 years ago. So, I mean, it lasts a long time when you have as many inks as I do. This is 45 milliliters. Diatramentis document ink is, I think, this one I'm pretty sure is either $19.99 or $24.99. I know that the document ink is a little bit more expensive, but again, it lasts forever. But when you're looking at these two, what matters more? This is a lot more finicky, and it's gonna like be finicky in your pen if you choose this one, and you have to know that going in. Like, you pick a dedicated pen and it sticks there. This one is a little less finicky. Oh man, I'm getting pigment everywhere. But this one's a little bit less finicky. However, it still can stain a pen. I think, which one was it that stained one of my pens? I think the Urban Sienna. This one also has a lot more colors than the sketch ink. I have so many colors. I think I've got like 12 colors, but the sketch ink doesn't come in as many colors as the document ink, and like not as bright. Like, there are a couple brights. I think Veroni. I don't have Veroni, but there's not as many browns either. Document ink has brown and sepia brown. I love the sepia brown. It's one of my favorite inks ever for document. And then this one, I don't know if there's any more. I hope that there will be, because I think that this might take over. This is $13 for 15 milliliters, and it's beautiful. The bottle is beautiful. Like, look at that. That is so nice, and it was filled, and it's a small little, yeah. This may win. I don't know, but for the price, it is almost half as much as this one, and you get more. So I'm curious to see, like, I say all this, and I haven't even done the water test yet. I haven't even done my watercolor test, which is coming. I promise it's coming. Yeah, so I have my watercolor here. This is a mess. I haven't pulled my watercolors out on my channel for a long time, but I just want to do a watercolor test. And so this will null and void everything if I can't do watercolor on it. Okay, so we'll do Diatramentis, because I know it's pretty good with watercolor. I've also never done watercolor on, I used my ink as watercolor the other week on this Tomoe River paper, but I've never used it regularly. So this is my sketch ink. This is my document ink. And I'm just kind of going, I already had this pre-mixed, which is nice. This, I have a lot of flesh tones, different shades. Maybe I'll get a little bit of a darker one for this. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Here's the real test. Look at that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't even move an inch, and I'm going over it. So, yeah. Okay. So that's really awesome. So yeah, definitely now that I'm doing my water test, it can get wet. It can get real wet. That's nice, because I am not being ungenerous with water here, because I'm using this water brush, which I don't get to control the water that comes out very well, which is why I don't like using these as much. But when I'm on the go, I like these better than I like carrying brushes and then having to carry a little container. My friend that I do a lot with, she has like a little glass jar she brings with her because she likes her paintbrushes way more. But yeah, so I just wanted to see, what if I go over this? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It doesn't even move. Okay. Yeah, and the sketch ink doesn't move either. Well, actually, the sketch ink was moving a little bit there. Yeah, it kind of mixed in. You can see where it mixed in. Well, that's good to know. I've never had any issues with sketch ink moving. Maybe it's on this Tomoe River paper. But the Tom Studio doesn't even move. And let's see my document ink. I know that if I rub on my document ink too much, it does. Look at that. It is moving. So it's interesting to see, because you can see how much darker it got. It's interesting to see what is really good. Yeah, I think I am definitely for myself switching, making the switch. This is really good. Holy smokes. I am so excited, Tom Studio. You have no idea how excited I am. That is beautiful. And it is so thick and beautiful. And, fast drying and looks great in a pen. I will give an update in one of my next videos on how it's working in the pen and kind of show you some tips and tricks if it's not working great. Okay, so we're going to keep going because I still have a couple more things, including the cube. But before I put this away, I did want to show the Curie in my pen is a little lighter than the Curie in my bottle, but it's real similar. I think it just depends on where it pools, but isn't that cool how much it pools and is different, like how different it is. So this color is just chef's kiss. Okay, I'm very excited about this. So this is another Tom Studio. This is the Wren, which is the Infinity Refillable Writing Pen. So I have been working really, really hard on getting my friend into fountain pens. And she wants to play with all the inks, but she is not a fountain pen lover. However, she has done her... What is this? Oh, I don't know what this is. Tom Studio Fountain Pen Ink. And I don't know what color this is. Is it black? Because I don't want it. It looks black. Okay. Well, that's good to know. But look at how cute that little bottle is. Oh, how cute. But she went and did her own little research and found the Wren. And it is a little pocket pen that is refillable, and it has a felt tip. And so that's how it works, right? So it's very, very cute. And now, how do I get this open? Twist it. Haha. And it comes with this little foam, and you can refill this foam, and you can buy extras, and you just put this in your ink. And I got the Midnight because I have been in like a deep navy, what you call it? Kick. Oh, whoops. So you can replace these nibs. They have the Lumos as well, and that has like multiple nib tips that you can get. But I went with the Wren because it was a little less money, and I'm not sure how often I'll use this. But she loves hers. She had one and then bought another one, and then she bought the Lumos, and she actually prefers the Wren, so she actually has like 2 or 3 more coming her way. So I was excited to try this, but you literally just dip it in, and then she's been having a lot of fun with it, where you have the tip and the tip changes colors, so she'll dip it in a new one when it empties, and then she's been having a lot of fun with that. But you can get, and they sell, you could also probably just use one of these, but they sell special reservoirs that you can get to put those in. So let's see here. I want to see how this works, but I just used this Ferris wheel press. This was the Bluebell brush strokes. So I'll just go over here. And I don't know, I should have read the instructions, but she said it was just as simple as sticking it in. What does it say? Uncage, take flight, and write. Unscrew. Go ahead and dip this ink and wonder a capillary action draw. All standard fountain pen ink works in the Wren. And you just replace the filled. Okay. Yeah, this is cute. But I don't think it can use shimmer inks. And that's the only thing. I'm not sure. If somebody has used one of these Tom Studio Wrens and you've used shimmer ink, well, let me know. So I'm just trying to get it to write. She really likes this tip. She's a big fan of, my friend is, she's a big fan. Maybe I need to dip it some more. It seems like it would be ready. We're gonna find out. This is why I'm doing this. We're doing this together. The Wren is on fire. I don't know. maybe dip it a little bit more. Did it just not get enough ink in it? It seems like it's really full. Yeah, I mean, that is really, really saturated. Oh, there it goes. There's the tip. So it didn't have enough ink. Haha, good to know. So you should keep it in a little longer than 2 seconds. So the tip is now dark blue, which is exactly what I wanted it, because I've been on this blue kick, but I thought this would be really, I love this midnight. It is so pretty. But what's nice is like you can swap these out. So like if I got a second one, I can get a different color and then I can change the colors. And there it is. Oh, okay. And it is like a normal writing pen. So this is the Tom Studio Red. And they do have, I haven't used them yet. They do have fountain pens too, but this is the Wren. And I love this idea of having one like this where it's just a pen, because sometimes I just want to write with a regular pen. Not very often, because I love my fountain pens. But I thought it was a nice little way to say, hey, so now I can share my ink with my friend. Like we have been talking about inks because she now has this, but I like this. It has these two, so it's not any twisting. It's just back and forth. And that's really cute. It's a really nice little aluminum. But I'm trying to convince her that she needs a fountain pen. Yeah, I'm trying to convince her. So I bought her a Jinhao 10 that I just bought her because I can. And then I also want her to look at this Kakamori, because this is a Kakamori Frost. I don't know if you've seen these, but I love this too. This has Diamine's, what do you call it? Diamine Salamander in it. Okay, this is the Kakamori Frost. And I have these nibs are so easy to swap out, but this is the roller ball, and it is with my standard converter. And you can see that I've used this a lot because it's almost empty. But this this thing have a normal, but I can also swap this out. It's a Schmidt nib. So I'm trying to convince her to get this, because then you can have this and a fountain pen, so she can like switch back and forth. Don't worry, I will convince her. I will convince her to have fountain pens yet. But until then, she's really into her Wren. So I am excited to have this. I actually really like that. And I like how small it is, that I can just throw it in a bag with my, like, is it smaller? It's smaller than my Kaweco's. It is, but it posts really big, is it? So I've got, I haven't even shown these on the channel, but I have my Bennu Pixies. It is a little smaller than my Pixie. Oh, fun. Okay. I love these Pixies, by the way. I will be doing a whole Bennu video soon. But okay, so that is the Wren. And I've got that done. Awesome, awesome. One more thing before I do my final like ink swatch. But there we go. Look at that. Yeah. So the only place it moved was when I was really my day after Mentis, and you can see the black kind of moves around. But that Tom Studio, it looks like it's printed on there. I'm excited. I'm excited to get to use that. Yes. And here it is, amongst my mess. Amongst my mess, it is the cube. I'm so excited. I wasn't sure if I was going to get one of these or not. And then I am traveling, so I didn't know how big this was, but I've seen some pictures. I'm really excited about being able to get things packed away in this small. This is all for like my pens and things. This is all I want to take with me when I leave for the weekend. And it's got little cover here. It's got this. I actually haven't even watched videos on it. I don't know what this would be for. Maybe something else. Okay, and so then it's got this right here, and opens up. There's these on the back. I don't even know what all can fit in here, but yeah, let's see. I had to grab some of my pens. So here is my pen that I, created. And then my Esterbrook SD in Winter White. My Jurassic, so this clip is loose and I'm really afraid it's gonna fall off. I realized that I was opening them by like pulling right here, and that I did that. So I did that myself. So I'm just like, oh, do I reach out to Esterbrook and see if I can buy a replacement? I don't want to send my pen in, and it seems like they have such great stuff, but it seems like every time I email them, they want me to send my stuff in, and I just don't want to send it in. I want it. Like, I use these every single day. They're like my daily pens. So I'm like, I'm not sending it in, but can I buy a replacement lid? I should just email them. I don't know why I'm so scared to, because I've only dealt with them twice, but they've wanted me to send my pen in, and I'm like, I don't wanna. It took me 2 weeks to get my twinkle fixed, and well, not fixed. I actually sent it back to Gold Spot and they took it back, no problem. But it was like 2 weeks. Would another pen fit in here with this? I mean, I could, but that seems like it's pushing it. I think what I would do is I can put my Preppy right here. Can I put my Preppy in here with my, so that's my only thing so far. Oh no, I don't think I like that in there either. So it's got this like little pouch back here that feels like it's got like a lining. And so I think I'm not bringing this. This won't fit in there, unfortunately. My big palette, which is fine because this is my big, these are all my professional watercolors. As you can see, they are very well loved and very used, but there's a lot of colors. Not because if you haven't watched my channel, you would know I love color. But so I have my little Cotman travel, and I can mix colors, and I do like this set quite a bit. So I can, and this one fits. So I usually take this one with me to travel, but then I can throw that in that because that has that little protective, so nothing else gets gross. And I was funny enough talking about water brushes, but I think this water brush is too big. Yeah, so I actually have these travel brushes. I haven't even used them. I think I got them off of like a cheap site. So yeah, but they twist and then you have an actual brush, and there's a 4, an 8, and I think this is like a 12. Is this a 12? Let's look. Yes, this is a 12. And this is a 4. I usually use 4 and 6. So these, yeah, 4, 8, and 12. So I'll probably end up only using this one the most, but having them is nice. I say this as if I'm going to get all this time to paint, but I am going to be sitting at an airport, and I like to just sit and doodle and paint. So that will be in there. So maybe I'll just set this. This can kind of sit here or here. I don't want to sit anything on my pens because I love my pens way too much to do that. Or I could also, utilize one of these pockets for my paintbrushes, or this one even. Yeah, there we go. Because my sketchbook is not going to fit in here. I did think about taking one of my little A5s or A6s, and then that would fit really nice in there. If I, what, actually I like that. Yes. So I'm going to set that there. And then this could still go right here. I think that's what I'm going to do with that. I also have my pencil sharpener, which I don't know if I'm going to bring any colored pencils with me, so that might not matter, because the black wings, my black wings are what I use. My black wing red, and my natural, is my natural small enough? No, I do have a smaller natural here. That might fit. And then I can put that there. But none of my colored pencils will fit if my black wings won't. But they're bigger because of this. So I love my black wings. But I also have these that will fit right there. And then I would probably, can I put my new Tom's Studio, and a couple of my KOFI Sports can fit right here. Yeah, clip a couple of those. Because I like having my choices in color. So I would probably what I'll do is I'll pick like 4 more in my KOFI Sports, and then call that good. I could probably put my Pixie here too. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. My little bunny pixie. Hey, hey, hey. Gosh, if I lost this. Okay, I won't lose it though, because it's just like, and then it just sits up like this. This is really, really nice. So then, I mean, I can still fit other stuff in here, because I put my sketchbook in there with it. By freaking golly, I think I can. Does it zip? Holy smokes. And I could still fill this, like, but I've got what I want. No, it's not going to zip very well. I'm going to take that out because that makes me nervous. But like for the amount of stuff, I can still fit quite a bit in here, but this is just the stuff that I will take with me. I will probably put a paper towel right here in here for that. This is like what I'm going to be traveling with. So this is my cube. Ooh, my Katamari. No, I can put it there. There, just to try. I'm just kind of playing with some of the stuff, like, oh, this is what I may travel with, but I don't know if this is what I'm traveling with. I'm just kind of trying out the cube. I have some of these. I never actually, when I'm traveling, I never actually use my leads, but of course the one, if I didn't pack them, the one time I wouldn't pack them, that would be the one time I need them. So there's that, because I don't know. This one has one, and those are 0.5. This one I think is a 0.7. No, that's 0.5 too. Perfect. These are both 0.5s. Look at my little cinnamon roll. I love those. Love my Kurotogos. Okay. Yeah, that is about what I need in there. Maybe an eraser I can throw in here too. I just don't know where my erasers are right now. I would put an eraser in here. I may put a couple more pens. So yeah, that's the cube. And then I did put my paintbrushes, but there's another little pocket right out here. You can really jam pack this thing. I really want to know what this is for. Is it just to like attach it somewhere? Or is that supposed to be for something? I should probably look it up. But that is my little cube. And I could put even other things. I don't know what they put back here. Maybe bottles of ink. Do people put bottles of ink in there? Because that kind of looks what that would be. But that is my cube. And that is how I will be using it this weekend. And I am really excited to have that. Because it's like the perfect size. And then it's going to be really hard, but I'm going to double check and make sure that all the inks that I have in these pens is exactly what I want, because that's it. Those are the pens I'm bringing. Those are the pens I'm bringing. I'm really anxious about it. Like, I usually bring like 25 pens with me, and I'm bringing 6. I'm getting down to this. You can do this. I actually brought a few more than that, but this is it. This is it. Okay. So that was my video. I am really excited about getting Mad Hatter into my Jurassic that's in here, and I'm really excited about all of this. This is my Esterbrook cube. I'm gonna double check on this, because this has me worried. Then I might have to, I'm not sure, but if anybody else has this, does this come off? No, this does not come off, but this is so cool. I cannot believe that. I love that. I love that. So fun. But yeah, my White Rabbit, my Mad Hatter, my Curry. I am really excited about this. I'm so excited. Like, I am about ready to go buy another one of these for my friend, because she's an artist and her birthday was just a few weeks ago, and I think she needs this. She would love this because it's so nice. But I love how it looks. Okay, so that's my video. All of this was purchased at Atlas. I do have a coupon code if there's anything that you are interested in getting, like the cube, or even the beautiful little Wren, or this ink. You can use my code Amanda10 and get 10% off of your purchase, and then I get a little bit of affiliate code, which really helps for me to continue to get this stuff for the channel and keep talking about the things that I love. Other than that, I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye. Thanks, guys.